Hi everyone, my name is Mala and I'm a first-year medical student here at the University of Iowa.
My name's Jacqueline and I'm also a medical student here at Iowa.
And today we are going to do an experiment to show the importance of using soap when washing our hands. So first we are going to add some water to this container. And then we're just going to put some food coloring. It's going to help us kind of differentiate the difference between water and oil. So we'll give this a little shake just to make sure it's kind of all spread into the water. Next, let's add some oil. Perfect. So, as you can see, water and oil are actually really different in composition. Usually, oil and water don't like to mix. As you can see, there's two different layers, the blue layer with the water and then the yellowish layer with the oil. So, just to kind of show that some more, I'm going to shake it up a little bit more, just like we did when we added the food coloring. And as you can see, it still didn't mix. There's two distinct layers. So, let's see what happens when we put some soap.
Alright, so soap is going to be really important here for mixing the oil and the water. So soap actually has two different sides to it. So one side is really going to like the oil and one side that's really going to like the water, so that we can mix these two layers. So let's close our container, shake it up, and now you can see that we don't have those two distinct layers and that the water and the oil are now mixed.
Right. Now we are going to apply what we just learned and think about why it's important to use soap when washing our hands. So, when we are just kind of messing around, getting our hands dirty, we have all these viruses and bacteria on our hands. And so, I drew this cute little virus, this cute, scary little virus, to talk about why it's important to wash our hands with soap and water. So, normally this virus has this outer protective layer of oil, and I drew that in red. So normally, when we just wash our hands with water, it just slips off. As you can remember, the water and oil don't like to mix. So when we're using just water, it just doesn't even touch the oil, and it just kind of slips off. And so, now let's see what happens when we put some soap.
So like we talked about previously when we were doing our experiment, we said that soap has two different sides. So I drew that here. This would be one molecule of soap. So this blue part here is the part that likes water, and this red part here is the part that likes oil. So let's see what happens when we wash our hands with soap and what happens to the virus. So this part that likes oil here is going to want to touch the oil part of the virus, and then the part that likes water will be out here. And what happens is that this part of the soap that likes the oil can actually break into the virus and eventually kill that virus right off of our hands. So that is why it is so important to use soap when we're washing our hands and not just water. Alright, so now we're going to see this soap work in action. So first we're going to take this paint here, which is oil-based, so this is going to resemble our virus that we just talked about. So I'm going to put this all over my hands, just like this. So this would be like my hand covered in dirt and viruses, and we're going to try to wash with just water. So as you can see, when I put my hand, I still have all the paint on my hand. So those viruses and all that yucky stuff on my hands is still there when I didn't use soap. So now we're going to get a pump of soap and rub it around on our hands. And we want to make sure to wash our hands for 20 seconds. I'm going to use warm water. You can see all of that paint coming off, which would be just like the virus. So as we can see, that soap is really helping to trap and get rid of that virus on our hands. So now we can see that my hands are clean and the soap really helped to get rid of all of that paint.